Hey, onegaishimasu. Okay, let's line up over here so we get a little better shot with the filming. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Ah, constant upper noise. It's like a real fast river thoughts. Like what's going on in the world? What's going on? Sometimes it can be a mess. Okay. Now, what I want you to easy, open, settle. Easy, open, settle. Okay? Like a mantra. Let's just say that's one scenario. You can't shut it out, but you can go a little deeper. So easy, open, subtle. It's kind of another paradigm, let's say. An underground, deeper than the river, pool of energy. You know, trying to figure out what to do with that because do I think about it? Do I try to imagine it? Easy, open, settle. Okay. He oftentimes talks to you in terms of a sensing feeling. So that's too fast. Some days it gets really chaotic. Easy, open, settle is an under that, a deeper than that pool of energy. You know, up here I'm kind of just treading water, hope I don't drown some days. Easy, deeper place, pool of energy. You kind of settle with it a bit. You can move, but it's a little different. Okay, the difference. I'm doing a kickboxing class. I don't know what I'm doing. And then a Tai Chi class, deeper. Movements may be very similar, but they're kind of a different level. And that deeper pool is calm. The energy there is calm. Up there, very active, sometimes too active. Down here, deeper, calmer. Deeper, calmer. Yeah. And just put the right foot forward. Hold on. And it's an elusive image. We're talking about something you can't see, but you can sort of beginning a sensing, imagining. That's how Keith talks to you. That's Keith running so because of who I am, out of control a little bit some days, get overwhelmed by you and things just blowing up. But underneath all that is a different level, both a different level of Keith, calmer, deeper. And when I'm down there, it's a different level than me. I'm still, you know, that's still going on, but my response to it can be like, it's not going to drive me nuts. In fact, I like hanging out here because it recharges my battery. Okay, so back, everybody. And forward, and we all get knocked down by that upper river, but back. You come back, and you're still connected somewhat. So I can know about it, and that's still kind of pulling and pushing you. Easy, settle underneath it. Okay, so back again, motion. And there's that pool. Yeah. That's going on 24/7. But this is going on 24/7 too. The deep, calm pool of energy. I know all that's going on. If you're being confused and overwhelmed down here, yeah, it's going on up there. It's almost like there's a war going on out there. Boom, boom. We're in a bomb shelter. Okay. And you can say, oh, yeah, that's going on. And what can I do? Who am I here? Okay, back. And some days with back. You're running from here to there, here to there. And there's still that pull going on. If you keep going back, sometimes something's fun. It gets deep faster and faster, all of a sudden it starts to drain you. This is kind of where you recharge your battery. Easy. open, settle. You have a deeper, deeper place. And as much as I exist up there, that I also exist down here. It's a different level of me. Okay, that. And good. Good. Well, anything, for example, up. You do a knee walk. That could just be, I'm just going to prove I'm tough enough to do it, but that deeper calm. The hips rotate. Clank, clank. Pillow. Finer motion. Better level of yourself. Take a couple of steps. Open your hips as you walk. Purpose of it is not to strengthen your legs. If you do it a certain way, you're going to demolish your legs. It's to open your hips. But the person that's in touch with the pool, and the glides here. Good. Standing. And there are images, like, for example, you kind of like water. Be like water, that's basic Bruce Lee. Water, put it in the cup. It can settle. And be very still, but it's not set. That deeper pool is where that initial, that image comes from. And water flows when it moves. Good. See, that deeper pool is very calm, but it has its own aliveness, which is different than the movement up there and that flash flood going on. So, you know, I got a bit more base or ground here. Okay, I got to remember to be grounded here. Easy. This is where all that comes from. Deeper. Calmness. More open. Easy. Open. Settle. That day, you got to do a couple of easy, open, settle. We begin to touch this a bit. Like keto class, it's a good time to say, okay, there's all that going on there. This is going on. World War II, there was a world war going on. There was essentially farming and praying and training in the country, give birth to modern life ago. He built a shrine. But the most important shrine he built was inside him. You had to kind of go, okay, all that conflict, easy, open, settle. Oh. Can't stop the war, but the nourishment he got from this deeper place, maybe you could say, okay, post-war, Aikido was the very first martial art they let in the occupation. It was reoccupied Japan, okay? First martial art they allowed to open. 1948, my birth year. Why? We talked about peace, harmony. It wasn't a martial art, win, win, win. It was like, no, our charter's a little different, so they allowed us to open. So some of that, all that was probably building in Osensei. Other people did the work to get the charter, but the deeper, deeper pool of energy. And in some sense, as you calm down, you become a shrine. Whether you believe in Shinto or not, a shrine is a sacred space. Okay? Now, let's just say right here, you know, you got that deeper pool, energy moves a little different there. Easy. Okay? Maybe I'm doing this job and I'm getting it better, but I'm going to wear my elbows out and everything. A deeper, deeper pool of calm. Oh. Deeper, calm. Oh. He begins to kind of azuke. He's in that pool too. So, he's in that pool too. So good warm up motion. Grab on from. He's from some place where all this woke stuff doesn't do much for him, but he feels it. Okay. All right. Take it from good food. Yeah. See, that deeper calm is very powerful. World can do this here. Deeper calm, full of energy. What am I supposed to think of it? Settle a bit, easy, open, settle. It becomes more of a sensing, feeling experience on its own level. This is how Qi talks to you. He says, I'm deep. I do the movement. Bruce Lee says, let it do the movement. Okay. I don't know if it transposes. He was not an aikido, but he said some good stuff. Got it? Good. Okay. Boom. Oh. He essentially had a power, not to beat people with, but, he was an old man, you come to attack him, he'd smile or something like this. And all of a sudden, these energies would move for him because he was positioning in a deeper, deeper, calmer place. And he bequeathed us his art, so we would somehow come to a place like a dojo and explore ourselves in that deeper, calmer energy. I feel like a pool of energy. Okay, so let's up, around, wrap around, down. Okay, go. Oh. Keep going. Yeah. See, one of the things about it, when you set up the deep, there's no rush here. Got it? Just no rush. Got it? Good. Too cool. What you find is when you start to find this, you like yourself better when you're there. It's supposed to like going, what's going on in the world? Well, I got all this junk going on here. What do I do? Easy. It's a pool, calmer pool. Well, it's not they had his own words for it, like the floating bridge of heaven. It was kind of finding a deeper place. He talked to everybody differently. Essentially like the bridge. Okay, between heaven and earth, there's a bridge where I can stand and contact the more magical aspects of me and test that on students. And he said, most people didn't get it. They saw the form and go, okay, so you got it? Good. What is that? That's energy. That deeper, calmer pool is very alive with itself. You see what I mean? No, I'm here. I can't get, I'm not calm. I got to calm down. Yes, that's true. As you settle a bit deeper, the key talks that way. It talks in sensing images. Right now, okay, I'm grounded. Okay, boom, that is that. But on the other hand, it was like they were talking about something a little flatter. Ground energy is good. You're grounded. Gravity puts us down there. But a deeper level, the pool of energy. It's calm. I might not be calm. But as I settle, I make the sense, imagine, feel that pull. That's how you get in touch with chi, with energy, with whatever. And all of a sudden, yeah, I might have a lot of stuff going on there, but down here I'm clearer. I'm calmer. Somebody attacks you down here, boom. Here's an old man doing stuff nobody touched before. Yeah, so what might we have all missed? It's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, easy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it better. That's good. You wear yourself out doing that. What do you get coming to class? Get a chance to kind of pause a bit, feel deeper, calmer. And the energy that comes through that deeper calm is kind of this feeling. Okay? Okay. And let's for this deeper, calmer pool of energy. This is going on during the Aikido school, which is good. And maybe we come to the dojo, just run around to get away from what's going on out there and what's going on between my ear here. Okay, the inner dialogue about what's going on out there. Easy. I don't know, when am I supposed to think of that pool or imagine it? Imagine, feel. A little different. What did Einstein say? Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge just keeps running around on its own level. Imagination, deeper levels of that, and even deeper levels of that, and even deeper levels of that. We get caught up in funny little spins like Newton was very good. Einstein had to go deeper than Newton to understand more about the universe. And even he couldn't figure out quantum. Okay? But he did things like, so okay, light is both wave and a particle. How come it can't be both? Wow! That's irrational. No, it's the facts here. Okay. Where to get that? You have to kind of go into a deeper imagined feeling place. He's primarily a thinker scientist, so he wasn't a mover like Sensei. Sensei was a mover, martial art. He showed us what that unified field theory could look like and be here. So we're just starting with a deeper pool of energy. It's calm. I'm not calm. This was a crazy day and four things have happened. Now, easy. Imagine here. Deeper, calmer. Calmer, but it has its own aliveness. It's not just a thought. Oh yes, I want to escape to a deeper, calmer place. Now that deeper, calmer place going on right here. All I did was shift my attention from what's going on between my ears, reacting to what's going on out there, to hopefully find a deeper truth about who I am and what I get over. So right here. And so you may need to replenish your batteries. Running around out there is exhausting. Easy. Curry hurt his knee. But guess what? I could tell there was something building in him because he got so pissed off he got kicked out of the game. That's very anti-him. Then he plays an overtime game that he barely used, but they used. Then he's macho and plays the next game. Okay. His batteries are low. He doesn't know how to recharge. Okay. And so he hurts his knee. Easy. When we're kind of too exhausted up here dealing with that, we magnetize sometimes things that we don't want to happen. So easy down here. Open, settle. That's going up there. I'm not going to change it. But by being down here, I change me. I replenish my batteries. The energy that's coming on down here when I tap the calmness of it. Wow. Okay, lift me a little bit up. Good. And so he's going to come out. I'm going to grab with two hands. Okay, this is a weightlifting segment. You know, I got all these ideas how to save the world, but the world is just calm. The aliveness to that calm. Give him a stretch from here. But I don't know. I don't know if that really works. The world always seems to be in opposition to me. Okay, good thing. That was also a neat trick. I can't do it nearly as well as he did, but you know, that's another matter. Just coming from a deeper, finer sense of who he was, and a deeper, finer sense of who the universe was. Therefore, he's tapping energy that an old man shouldn't have been able to tap. Okay? That was what got me into. I did all used to read comic books. That's the closest thing I've ever seen to somebody actually being a superhero. Good. Doctor Strange. Okay, sorry about that. I hit my comic book task for haunting me. But right here, the world is sometimes just in opposition. My mind starts to beat back. That's cool is starting. The calm is starting. The aliveness of the energy through that calm is starting. And we have a technique. What does that do for me? This drains my batteries, my life force. Deeper, calmer. The vital energy of that place, for one thing, it recharges my batteries. Hurries out for weeks. I wish somebody said, Steph, you are in danger of falling into an abyss. Let me show you a trick. Yeah, you're concerned about a lot of stuff. Getting bad press today. I don't like low income housing coming into it. Yeah, I understand that. All right. I don't agree with you, but I understand it. Easy, open, settle. Be the person everybody thinks you are. And when you start to get too caught up in the drama of it, your batteries are drained. You sound like Rector mood. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Modo que Dory, different partner. No. Yeah. You get a full motion if you like. He's pretty young and spry. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What's the trick, right? You know, I mean, what are those they want everybody to get? Images are very individual. You want everybody to stand on this floating bridge. On the other hand, that would be his acknowledge. Okay, there's a floating bridge for me. You know, coming here, that's a floating bridge of heaven. Wow. Absolute peace, absolute love, absolute acceptance, absolute wisdom. Everybody should stand here and we go, huh? That might be a little much for us. Easy, open, subtle. You got your pool of energy. Something else may work for you. Right? Essentially, the image is, you know, it's like all of a sudden, you know, Superman talking about truth, justice of the American way. It's pretty inspiring until you look on what's going on in America and say, we need you, Kal-El, you know. And if he was here, he would be very divisive. Right? I was watching an old show, which was one of my favorites then, Dean Cain, Terry Hatcher, Superman and Lois. Great show. And then his whole persona changed. You know, very much. I mean, I don't know if he's pure Wada now, but you know, he's pretty close. I'm thinking, you know, people represent archetypes, and you can't confuse. King's a cool clerk. No, I actually met somebody who was a waitress in the restaurant and met him personally. I said, Jack, he's not what you see on the TV screen. I said, no, no, he's one quarter Japanese. He's my hero. And I go, you know, I should have listened to that student. Okay. Stephen Curry, you know, he's a wonderful person, yeah. And he also comes out against low-income housing in Appleton, you know, because they're too close to his mansion. So, okay, people will disappoint you, but the archetype of the champion. One time, you know, he didn't want it publicized. He's a young boy who was terminally ill with cancer. He wanted to meet his hero, Curry. And of course, somebody sneaked in, took a picture of it, got publicized. I said, I don't want that. So, you know, people are people, but there's an archetype that somebody represents. You know, one thing here, you know, we're Superman. He can change the course of mighty rivers, but we're human, and the archetype may. And you know, you identify Superman as being king, you're gonna realize he has his fault. You know, the archetype, yeah, there's kind of a persona of a universal champion that brings things back into balance. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Elric's a little on the dark side of it, you know, which is, you know, I mean, you know, some of the Superman later stories, he has to deal with the world, and the world doesn't like him because of things. And, you know, that's the whole Kingdom Come arc. You're too much of a Boy Scout. You won't kill the bad guy. So we like heroes that do. And he says, this is too much. I'm going to go off. And he leaves the world. Wonder Woman goes like, Clark, you're rotting here. World needs you. Bye-bye, Diana. Then he comes out later and just told him enough of everything. Because, you know, his sense of it is too tied to truth, justice, in the American way. You know, he doesn't take the world into consideration. But right here, it's a mighty river. What a mighty river. Archetype changes his quote. He puts that river somewhere where it's needed. We're not the archetype. But there are energies that the archetype represents. And our sensei is part of an archetype. Like Dio Sensei, the beginning just can. The deeper, 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 deeper river to deeper pool, to even deeper ocean. You start to put real deep roots there. Then, you know, the image of a tree is big, right? In Judaism, the Torah talks about the tree of life. They're archetypes. We're not talking about a real tree. We're talking about patterns of energy, patterns of development. The universe is a kind of a map for this and that. Right? Okay. All right. So, one of the things that is important, it's almost like a sense of put out this real involved description of the universe using kind of a code. Why do you do that? I don't know. If you read Bruce Lee, he's a lot easier to read. But Nadeau Sensei and I, we meet every week to go through a Sensei stuff and try to crack his code. And as far as I can tell, one of the major floating bridge of heaven, finding deeper ways that have embarrassing. I got a hearing aid, which is not doing well. What do you do? Well, too many things tangled up. You insert your hearing aid. Take it step by step. Easy, open, settle. Easy. too attached to that chaos. Open. Breathe, find some level of center going on. Settle. That level of center in space has roots for a deep pond. Yeah, this is going on. In a better description of the universe, it's not just chaos. I put this on and the hearing aid falls out, but that's just the way life is sometimes. Mask on, because we're in this pandemic, and I'm wearing all this equipment so people can hear. So, you know, so the physicists call that entanglement. Although using entanglement in a different way. Deeper pool of energy. Patterns of movement. Center, circle, circle, center. Okay, I better write that down. Now, as you kind of settle, you'll find patterns of energy down here. In fact, you know that what happens in this deeper place where all that thing is going on, the too fast, I establish a center, it becomes a circle flowing around that center. I was just up there in that movement because I was too high. Easy. And of course, the circle, the center, talks to the circle talks back, they have a relationship. Breathe, open. Is that hard? Yeah. If you get too caught up in this, I'm in the circle without the center. Easy. Oh, I need a center. No, I'm just going to mess around up there, being pushed around by those forces into the center. Open, settle, cool. It's a sensing, imagining place. A sensing, feeling place. Oh, cool, it's calm. Oh, it's calm, but there's tremendous energy here. Wow. Up there, the energy is too chaotic some days. Down here, it's like the calmer I get, the more energy that I can focus and use to create harmony. Wow, what a beautiful system. I wish everybody knew this. Wish Donald Trump would spend some time down here. Although he'd probably use it and weaponize it. So let's just hope that he doesn't. Okay? Key is an interesting word, which you put in front of key. Key is a magnifier. If you put bio in front of key, you have illness. If you have kin in front of key, you have health. If you put nervous in front of key, what do you have? Nervous key. If you put insane in front of key, what do you get? If you put balance in front of key, what do you get? If you put the opposite in front of key, what do you get? But when you settle a bit, key starts to talk to you. Call it energy, call it whatever. Or since they called it kame, you called it a lot of things. Images. Sensing, feeling, images at the pool. Carl Jung would call that an archetype. Fancy word. Get deeper in that pool, you find patterns of energy or archetypes, the centers of the circle, the circles. There's an aliveness here. Wow. Well, settle a bit deeper. Well, I get it. There's a center here. There's a circle of energy that moves around that center, and they're perfectly in harmony. And it goes the other way. There's a circle of energy forces. They want to move and find the center. The center talks to the circle talks to the center. If I get calm enough, I tap that wonderful energy. Why do we clap? The circle talking to the center talking to the circle. We do it 4 times just to make sure we don't mess up. Yeah. Okay. So everybody up. Okay. Now let's just have He's coming in this direction. It's like boom. It's always there. It's where our attention is. You put your mind in the insanity of the world and personalize it. What do you get? You get the stupid dialogue here in reaction to what's going there. Let's settle a bit deeper. Find a bigger piece of harmony, universe, love, power in a true sense. Find yourself at that level. Okay? So as he's coming in, okay. We can go like that. We got a movement. The idea of it is okay. It's a feel experience. Some ground here. There's a flow into this motion. Boom. Okay? Okay. Hata Dori, step back. And notice, you see the center, and then you see the circle around you. That's the archetype when you get into the aliveness, that's the calm. All right? Just do the kata, not the yokomen, although that works there too. Okay? Different partner. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One of the things right there, you're kind of right at the border. Settle out a little extra. Right at the border. Little extra. Other than that, I mean, get caught up out there trying to fix it. And I'm part of the mess. Right? From what I understand, World War II, the voices tell us since they stopped the war. What does he do? Well, he says one of the reasons Japan wants to go to war is because we don't have any oil here. So he finds somebody in the government to work with. We try to, okay, we're gonna get a treaty to get some oil here to prevent the war. The other guy disappears. Well, since they realize this is probably next, so he goes to farming and wallet. That's very controversial. It's against the actual history of it as it's presented. And of course, you get the same thing there, like stop the war. What is he going to do? He's farming. He builds a shrine. Religious called the Aiki Shrine. The shrine he built was inside. And he created this art to stop the war in the world. Stop which war? Stop the eternal war is created when we live in this space. All right? You got Ukraine, you've got Russia. Okay. Takes two. But one's more insane than the other. The other right now is standing for a certain amount of truth. Yeah, right. So you say, yeah, I know. That's very bad. Kind of like France. Okay. Yeah. Easy. Easy. Well, since they got caught up in those voices, what do? Built a shrine. But after the war, like it was open to the public because we wanted to stop wars. Didn't stop World War II. And to be honest with you, didn't stop wars after that. But the message is important. You can't stop the war up there. So people kind of settle down here. Just the calm and the aliveness, different level. Yeah, we don't agree, but let's have a conversation. You're center on circle and vice versa. We talk. The center does not make war on the circle, and the circle does not make war on the center. They're both very, very different, yin to yang, yang to yang. But, all right, so if you're coming in this direction, boom, you're right here. Settle that little extra before you finish. Settle that little extra before you finish. Sorry about that. Okay? Go. Come on. Try it. A little extra, that little extra settle, that little extra settle. Yes. When the world's trying to really bug you, that little extra settle, find that calm in the pool, you'll start to touch the aliveness. Okay? Yeah, that's important. I think also say someday you're able to find that little extra. He's human. World's infuriating. For him and that calm, right? Especially when you're touching a place of absolute perfection and love and harmony. You look out there and say, oh my God, what a mess. Easy there. You want to go out there, you're going to make that mess stronger. Stand for something right here. People will make of it what they make of it. You can't, he's an old man talking babble. Yeah, that's probably true from some people. Sacrilege to say that. So, on the other hand, if you go a little deeper into this message, settle. Find your own sacred place. If it's in a pool of energy, it could be a floating bridge. Maybe hers works for you. Doesn't quite work for me. Or I got to find my own of it. If you're coming in this direction, then all of a sudden, boom, you got that motion. If you're coming in a little bit more juice, you got that motion. You come in a little bit more juice, boom, you got that motion. Yeah, very alive. Once you touch the calm, some people drift off in the calm. Ooh. Deeper, deeper sense of the pool. Okay. It's a pool of calm. Ooh, wow, I like this. It recharges my battery. Settled a bit deeper. Wow. There's a lot of juice down here, and it's nervous, reactive juice. You see what I mean? You gotta go 1, 2, 3 sometimes. Right now you're at 1 to 2. Then make that little extra click. Okay? All right? The other hand, yeah. Now you can go, you can go this way. There's no mistake there. It's just another movement. Boom. Go that way. But what we're kind of doing right here is just motion here and that. It's a relationship. Right shoulder, right hand, or right shoulder, left hand. Which is right. Settle, stay. Doesn't really matter if you're touching that pool. Somebody once said that if all the enlightened people in the world got together, they might have different, the outer differences would be there, but they'd probably get along. If their students met, they'd have a war. Buddha said this, Muhammad said that, you know what I mean? There's an area where the actual thing, okay, now we do it this way, we can do it that way. Now if you go this way, a little shorter, we might have to cover that. Come on. Now you use your strength. You see, the pool is very welcoming, isn't it? Well, since they got the message from the issues of the common stop the war. The question now in retrospect is which war? Right. And there's a war going on individually here with us, reacting to what's going on out there. We all of a sudden we're in this crazy place with it. Open, settle a bit deeper. And then you start to touch patterns like the center of the circle to the center. What is that aliveness? Well, you come here, center, circle, center. Center, circle, center. The thing that really appealed to me about Otense But he was an old man doing stuff that wasn't old. He was like a comic book character. Oh, gee. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read a bunch of spiritual texts. I got interested in spirituality and stuff because I started doing Aikido. I thought, man, that's the closest I've seen to somebody out of a comic book. That was my honest to God praise the Lord. And I go, yeah. Well, then, same question that those sense they asked, where's this power coming from? He's an old man. He's not getting up there and doing 4,000 push-ups a day anymore. What does he do? He gets out there and he kind of prays and he chants and moves the stick and people come and attack him and all of a sudden here he goes in direct. And Robert Fraser saw him and said, I get the feeling that he's touching something so deep that you could say, okay, you can't do Aikido anymore, no more martial arts, and he still have a glow to him. He'd still be successful. His message was universal. It just was in an area why is he more well known? Because martial arts are martial arts. And I will be coming easy. It's a place. It's a place. An idea, a thought, a feeling, a sensing feeling, an imagined feeling. And there's all that going on, and this is going on right in this moment too. Okay? What? Yeah. One of the things, for example, things will draw out like this and raise your hand to me. Oh my God. Raise your hand. Gravity's not going to stop just because you try to poke me in the face. Okay? You see? And yeah, I mean, I make mistakes too. Yeah. But when, for example, you go this way, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm going back and forth up here. That's one of the things about that. Should I or shouldn't I? Easy, open, settle. Find that, and that's a calmer place. It's alive, but it's also clearer. You realize sometimes things are you're presented with the Kobayashi Maru and Star Trek. This and that both suck. The question is, who are you? This is just the character. Yeah. Huh. And not everybody can handle that. When I see Curry rattled enough that he throws his mouth guard because, one of the students does something, he gets kicked out of a game. And then he decides to play in the back-to-back. And the night before, he played an overtime game that they barely lost. Yeah, something's going to give. Something's going to give. Easy, open, settle stuff. First thing, when you get the call, you recharge your battery. Pass the call. A vital energy. Key in its vitalness. So it's not in the idea of it. You put BO in front of key, you get sickness. He talked about the marvelous functions of key. He was touching a place that if it was not magic, it was magical. I went, wow, whoa. And if you make it purely about a person, you represent an archetype. I thought Dean Cain was really cool until he came out. Some of his more recent stuff, guests on Fox News and everything like that. I don't like this. Okay, Dean, good. You have your belief system, not Superman. And we may share a certain amount of ancestry that you're mostly Japanese. It ends with that. Okay. Should I have a conversation? I don't know. But one of the things, if you're charging, is good. Keep coming this way. Good. Keep coming this way. Good. Good, 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 good. You're in that place. Calmer. Starting to touch the vitalness of it. It's different. I got a lot of energy here, but it's crazy. I run around and get exhausted and reactive. Easy. The sensei said, no matter what happens, I am calm. And the way he, it's translated was, I leave everything up to God. Now, the real translation is, I leave everything up to Kami, the fire, water, yin yang order of the universe. Fire, water, water, fire. They communicate. They use circle, circle the center. There's a type of attraction or love there. My martial art is based on that love. And then the fire, water, center, circle, they give birth to movement. And so, this stuff is actually very advanced. His language was very difficult to follow. So, cool. I mean, phony bridges don't do it for me. Calm, deep, vital energy. Center the circle, circle the center. Deeper roots, calmer. Whoa. Foundational roots. Wow. Those are all just sensing aspects. Okay, you want to develop that. Okay, you grab on, and I'm trying to do the technique like boom, boom, boom. Okay. And hopefully you didn't feel like I knocked you down. There was something else going on there. All right. My ability to do that is a jillion times less than apparently what he could do. But I was moved enough to try and say, okay, we're going to have an archetype. Curry's an archetype. Okay. On the other hand, he doesn't want low income housing in his millionaire mansion and that, but then, okay, I can live with it. The energies around the change, the guy who defies time and space, that's pretty cool. And yeah, he's a person with his own. No way I can identify with the archetype. The person makes 50 million a year. I don't. Pure and simple. I'm still a fan. Okay. And yeah, you're a person, you do what you do. I hope the next step is to help the low income housing and the people on the street, because you're not doing that right now. Okay? Okay. All right. So for example, you got a fantasy hero, Superman, changes the course of mighty rivers, heaps buildings at a single, things like that. In fact, that was old because he can fly. The original Superman couldn't, just leap over buildings. Easy. What did I say, read? He studied the gods and goddesses in the Kochiki and the Nihongi. They're like comic books, fairy tales. How come he read that stuff? The other stuff he read apparently was samurai romance novels, like Jane Grey, oh yeah. And after a while, the Deshi had to read them first, because if he read one and it had a bad ending, he'd be pissed. You don't want to be around O-sensei with pissed key. It's amazing. Oh my God, what happened? He didn't like that last book. We should have read it. Okay, we better read these. No, this book can't go there. Yeah, this book, they were kind of like, we don't want him to read that and get pissed off. Okay? So again, key is key. But I think what O-sensei found is that, basically the union model is a deeper consciousness. There are archetypes or forms of energy. Like the pool is one, or sensei floating bridge is one. But sometimes you can't use somebody else's. You got to find your own. I'm thinking about a pool. I'm starting to imagine the pool. All of a sudden, the calmness of the pool starts to come up here. I feel my breathing calm down. All of a sudden, it's like I realized that, like a calm lake is just very alive with things. In that calm, there's a tremendous amount of what I call vital force. Whoa, whoa, but you're easy with it. You're easy with yourself. Again, since they got the message, stop the war. The question we ask now is stop what war? Well, he created Aikido to stop war. Aikido hasn't won yet, if you haven't noticed. Right? But if you go to the Superman thing, it's truth, the never-ending battle archetype for truth, justice, and humanity. He's one of us, partially. Not just the God from the stars. Clark is important. He can relate to us because he's Clark. Take Clark away, you don't know what you got. You put Clark in front of Superman, you get somebody pretty good. You put Lex Luthor in front of Superman, you get something else. So, as I kind of clear a bit, get to a deeper place, parts of me start to clear up. Okay? Well, since they talked about Misogi, easy, open, settle. Okay? All right, that was the way here. That was one thing I found really, because he was strong, but he used very little of that strength. He's coming from a place where his power came from something else other than, I'm strong, yeah, but I'm also 80 years old now. Okay, all right, I'm getting there. I don't have to do that trick. A cool the little finger trick reminds me not to get too caught up in my shoulders. Easy. Okay, let's stop. We got 2 minutes. Go. Yeah. Okay. One of the things about this, for example, you come into this, now right here, now what's that about? I can do that with a thing, but it's just it's a reminder to me. Okay, how strong is my little finger? Not strong at all. But it's not about how strong my finger is, it's how deep I am with the energies of that pool. You see? Right? So if you're coming in this direction, if you're coming in this way, that's when we go this way, we go this way, and 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 we come this way, and you see what I mean? We come this way, and it's like, okay. The pool itself, the alignment is full direction movement. It's kind of like Obi-Wan saying, Luke, trust the force. You can't trust that when I'm too caught up in this here. I get a little deeper. Also, when I'm doing that, I make better decisions as to move this way, that way, this way, that way. It's supposed to be a paradigm for how I make choices in life, but that's confusing. You gotta settle a bit deeper. Okay? Yeah, okay. Okay. Um, okay, I brought this out because what happened last Friday, Elle had an appointment to get the dental work checked, and that was a mess. Okay, so she's got another appointment which she could only get at 12:30 on Friday, tomorrow. Okay, now we're on tonight for Tai Chi, but what I'm going to do is put on video. And I thought what I'd say is, boom, this motion, boom. Settle into that deep pool. Settle into that deep pool. You got to know how to go the up and down and everything like that, which we'll go into. So I thought I'd kind of go into the spoken cut tomorrow, 12 to 1 on our, whatever it is that we have. I'm going to say it's our channel. And so David, I'm going to film it today, put it on Zoom. David's going to put it on tomorrow at 12. It's probably going to be about a half hour, not a full hour. Okay. All right. Anyway, so that's our commercial. All right. Okay. Thank you very much.